fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps with Title Sports Network, and I'm joined now with the one and only Gabe Rosado. Gabe, it's good to see you here in Tampa. A bit humid, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. Enjoying the event, man. This is hell of a promotion. You know, I think the main event is going to live up to the hype. You know, these guys are going at it. They're both showsmen, but they're going to brawl. They're going to fight.
Well, let's talk about a bit about that hype, because a lot of people are thinking that this fight could possibly derail the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson if he is to stop Jake Paul. What are your thoughts on all of that?
No, yeah, you know, it's definitely a risk, but you know, I think Jake is locked in mentally. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the kind of fight that he needs. You know, with the possibility of going into the Mike Tyson fight, because the Mike Tyson fight, you know, that's such a big event, you know, and Mike Perry, you know, he's aggressive, he's the bare knuckle champion, so he's the real deal. But I think it's a perfect matchup for Jake, style wise.
I was going to ask you about that because obviously, you know, when we compare a boxer versus an MMA fighter, it's very different.
Yeah.
Very different thing. Do you know what I mean?
So
Jake Paul obviously having far more experience in boxing than Mike Perry does. Do you see this fight going the distance? Do you see this fight ending early? Like, what's the ultimate?
Yeah, I don't see it going the distance. I think it's going to be a knockout.
Yeah.
You know, I favor Jake Paul getting the knockout just because he's the bigger fighter, you know, and he has that punch, that knockout power. But you know, I'm curious to see how Jake's going to react to the pressure. Maybe the pressure could slow Jake down, and maybe out of exhaustion, Perry could get the knockout. So we'll see, man. But skill-wise, I favor Jake, and power, I favor Jake.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I noticed, I don't know maybe if you noticed this, but it seems like Jake Paul seemed a little more irritated with Mike than his previous opponents. Usually he's sort of the one, you know, taking control of the trash talk, and it just seems like there are a few moments I saw there I'm like, is he really getting annoyed by this guy?
You know, man, I think it's a promoter's dream when you got two guys that can actually, you know, give it back. You know what I'm saying? So they're going back and forth, you know, Jake says something, and then, you know, Perry responds with something funny. So, you know, it's I think it's good for Jake, because, you know, it's somebody
that a little under his skin.
Yeah. I think it's good for Jake because it's somebody that can actually match him with, you know, the tactics that Jake uses. I mean, it's kind of he's kind of giving Jake a little taste of his own medicine, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's good. I think that brings the competitor out of him. Mm-hmm.
Well, the July 20th fight with Mike Tyson was obviously pushed back for November 15th, but I have to ask you, as a professional fighter yourself, what was the reaction for you when you found out that the fight was going to be sanctioned as a professional bout and not an exhibition?
Well, you know, it's a fight, so it might as well be you know what I mean? Might as well be, right? But, you know, I think it's crazy that, you know, Mike at his age is willing to come back, you know, almost 60 years old and fight a young guy. You know, he's old enough to be his dad.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. But don't sleep on Mike, because Mike got that power. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson got that power. That power never leaves. Obviously, Jake is the fresher, younger fighter, and is very dangerous for Mike. But at the same time, it's dangerous for Jake just because he possesses that power. So if Jake is able to come up with this win, then it's huge in November.
Does Jake Paul have a chance at beating Mike Tyson?
Oh, absolutely. Because, you know, Jake Paul is a real fighter. You know what I mean? Like, don't let the joking around and the, you know, the tactics that he uses fool you. He can actually fight. He's been doing this for years now. So, you know, he's a pro fighter. He could really do this.